Early Man is directed by Nick Park, director of such Aardman classics such as Chicken Run and Curse of the Were-Rabbit. This is Aardman Animation's first outing since 2015's Shaun the Sheep movie, and it's nice to see the masters of the dying form of stop-motion animation back at it again. This film centres around Doug, voiced by Eddie Redmayne, a primitive caveman who wants his tribe of rabbit hunters to become mammoth hunters. It's the generic archetype of a character wanting more excitement from life when everyone else is content with the way things are. As usual in these scenarios, a spanner is thrown in the works in the form of Lord Noof, voiced amazingly by Tom Hiddleston, and his cronies, who roll into Doug's home to mine ore from the valley. Doug stows away and ends up on a football pitch with Real Bronzo, a clear parody of Real Madrid, and he comes up with an idea to challenge the super team to a match in which, if they win, they get to keep their valley and be left alone. This is the generic underdog story, with the only niche being that it's animated in this niche style. And take the plot of Escape to Victory, Dodgeball, Mean Machine, and the Mighty Ducks, along with many football references, particularly European football references, and throw that all into a pan, and you have this film. And just to avoid confusion, it's British football I am talking about for the Americans. I refuse to call it what you call it. This film is very British, and it's filled with a lot of subtle humour, and also throws in some slapstick and toilet humour, but the biggest laughs do come from the subtle humour. If you're a football fan, you will thoroughly enjoy all the subtle jokes about football. If you're a fan of British humour, you will enjoy this film. However, if you watched the 2012 Olympic opening ceremony and you were very confused by most of it, then this film isn't for you. If you're someone that only likes smooth digital animation, like what Pixar does and Disney, then this film is also not for you. I personally enjoyed it and laughed a lot, but this film does have a niche, and I can't see it spreading in popularity worldwide. There are a lot of nods to how much footballers are paid and the gender roles in football, and a few little nods to underdog clubs and a direct homage to the World Cup winning squad of 1966. This film knows its niche, and it selects its audience and goes all in with that. In terms of the performances, Eddie Redmayne and Maisie Williams do some decent voice work. Redmayne does very well at portraying a young believer, and Maisie Williams gives some personality to a character that has very few lines, considering the amount of influence her character has over the narrative of the film. But there is no challenge into who the best performance was, as Tom Hiddleston was fantastic as the voice of Lord Noof. Just an eccentric villain, obsessed with money, and he is hilarious. It is very hard to dislike the character, as he's just an overall big talker that doesn't walk the walk. The best scene in the whole film has to be when he is in a bathtub requesting a massage from his servant, but who gives him a massage? Hobnob, the warthog that you can see from the trailers. And speaking of Hobnob, he is one of the best animal sidekicks I have seen in a long time. He is hilarious when he wants to play with the other cavemen, only being told that he can't play. It's adorable, and it's very predictable how it's going to end, but the execution of it makes it brilliant in this circumstance. Every time he is on screen, there is some comedy gold going on. He is easily my favourite character, but the MVP does go to Hiddleston for voicing such a fun villain, because what else do you expect from the man who plays Loki? But like I said earlier, Early Man is a niche film, and whilst I personally enjoy the comedy, not everyone will enjoy this movie, and when it gets released worldwide, I don't think it will make much of an impact. However, it has earned its place in the Aardman filmography. It's a generic story, and it's been seen all before. Nothing original is in this film, but the characters make it enjoyable, and the film is a fun time. Overall, this is an okay cup of tea. I would recommend this film, but don't have your expectations too high. It was nice to be able to review a film way before the big boys of YouTube reviewing could do it. Anyway, Early Man, have you seen it? Leave your opinions down in the comments below. Hit that round subscribe button for more reviews coming all the time. This is TheSHPodcast signing off.